Hello, I'm Steve Monkey Mason and welcome to Cover to Cover. This is very random, short, little throwaway video, nothing personal about this movie. I absolutely love this movie and I'm recording this now in February, and about the same time as this gets released, the podcast recorded last November or October for One Crazy Summer will be in there. I've loved One Crazy Summer since I was a kid, from Big Box VHS edition. And there we go, that is it. John Cusack, Bobcat Goodworth, Demi Moore is in this, Jeremy Piven's in this, who would go on to be in like Serendipity and Grosse Pointe Blank with John Cusack. It's Big Box Warner Brothers, so it looks like the old school Police Academy box sets as well as the Goonies one, which I recently got as well. It's just weird there. WHV, not HMV. So Warner Brothers has been like sort of collected on the side. As I say, it's a big box comedy picture. Again, it's probably the same artist as Police Academy. I would say it is. If anyone wants to shout out and tell me I'm right or wrong there, remember to keep it to the light, Stephen. So on the front cover, you got John Cusack, a dog with a collar, Cookie, Bobcat Goodworth, not the other brother who would go on to be in My Girl and would unfortunately pass away not long after My Girl, I believe. It's directed by Savage Steve Holland. It's on for 90 minutes. It's a PG, and this is the only version you can get this in England. This has not been released on DVD. It's not been released on Laserdisc or Blu-ray within the UK. It does fall under the Warner Brothers banner, so Warner Brothers ones are a bit strange over here in the UK. Warner Brothers had a fallout with distributions in the mid-90s when stuff like 3,000 Miles to Graceland, Collateral Damage, Queen of the Damned all were just disappeared, but they've all found the light of day. But then there's stuff earlier on, stuff like Bloodsport. Bloodsport's a very rare DVD to get a hold of. It seems to have only ever been released on a small box edition. It's a butterfly! Oh, it was a butterfly. What happened, Mothra? Oh, it's like... There we go. Oh, stop it, Mothra! Shh! Come here. Right, so anyway, that's a small box. That's a big box VHS. I've never seen a small box sell through. I love the artwork. These go quite pricey, for between £10 to £15 for a big box VHS. Worked. I would constantly revisit it. It's got the Warner Brothers in there. I have rewound it. As I say, not a flip cover. It's got its catalogue. It must have been stored on the shelf like that. You bring the box, so however it was distributed, because distribution of the box, some rental shops would rent it out, so you would take the box home. Some people would put them in like Global, put them in almost bomb-proof. There's a couple of them in the other room, bomb-proof like VHS cases. And then you would get smaller independent companies that would literally pay people to put adverts all over them, depending on where you're from. The movie itself, though, John Cusack breaks the fourth wall. This is one of the very first collaborations. I know it's the same director as, is it Sure Thing or Better Off Dead? Better Off Dead. John Cusack can absolutely smash the fourth wall. Bobcat Goodworth as well. This is again Warner Brothers, so there's a lot of connections to Police Academy, I would say. The old man in it is also the old man from Mousetrap, who doesn't look like he's aged. It's fun. Bill Murray's brother is in this as well, and I discovered this while on the audio commentary of we'll get there while the audio commentary comes up, but it's Bill Murray's brother, and like, he shit you not, I've never seen him in anything. He's best mate, and he's the one who keeps getting buried up to his sand, and like, you know, if it was more than a PG, you probably would have like reason why he passes out and stuff like that when the guy sits on top of him with the chilies and stuff like that. But yeah, it's Bill Murray's brother, and there's some really funny stories on the audio commentary, but we'll get there in a minute about that. But yeah, it's Bill Murray's brother. As I say, Jeremy Piven's in it. The story is basically there's a lot of animation, which is really cool. And Hoops is a failed basketball player, wants to be a basketball player, isn't very good at basketball, but is a really good artist. Goes to a small town on the coast, Amity Island. It's essentially spoofing Jaws as a summer breakaway. Just stay with Billy Bird from Police Academy as well, along with his mates. And then there's the twins, which are Bobcat Goodworth. And the film in Form 2. Form 2 happens to be a spoof parody of Jaws on the island. So this bloody dolphin with rabies is going around, you know, terrorising the island as well. Comes into play later on. It's quite terrifying how they did that. But there's spoof Jaws in it. So as a kid, being a fan of, well, being terrified of Jaws. But obviously that. Then the big absolute setup of a joke. There's a big build-up of like... It again, it reminds me a bit of Blackbeard's Ghost, where there's this house in the way and the local, like, Sammy Seymour from Blackbeard's Ghost, he wants rid of this house so he can build a casino. It's a similar kind of thing where they want to build an estate and they've got this massive setup by the swimming pool, and he's like, right, this is what I want to do. Becca's estate, he wants to put this massive estate there, and he brings in the Japanese investors, and the Japanese investors are there. Meanwhile, Bobcat Goodworth gets himself stuck in a Godzilla suit. And as a kid, I absolutely loved that. And he gets stuck, he can't get out, and he ends up coming in and trashing the entire set. And obviously the Japanese were like, yay, you know what I mean? And it's like so funny as a kid. And then, you know, there's a lot of 80s montages, some great song cues. As an adult getting older, you find stuff a little bit more funnier as well. But it's great. It's got a great sense of humour. And it's a lost gem of VHS. Now, over the last year, it got announced that it was coming out on Blu-ray. Now, my friend Casper got me this. Here, Casper got himself one. I got one. It runs a little bit out of frame, a little bit out of sync. Me and Casper both said with this, it was a limited run batch. It's the American one, so it's very slimline. It hasn't come with its hole punched out. But when we talk about cover to cover, straight away to me personally, I've seen that artwork around from time to time, but I think it's totally lost to compare to the VHS of England. As I said, DVD. Never seen a DVD. But I have seen a version of John Cusack holding Debbie Moore, One Crazy Summer, nice and blue. I think they're more situated at the bottom. But yeah, big red smiling sun. And then another picture, Bobcat's got the mask on, it's got Cookie on there, it's actually got one of the other actors on there. Debbie Moore. As I say, with this being released though, it does come with a feature-length commentary track with Bobcat Goodworth. Chris Curtis Armstrong is on the front cover. He's been in quite a lot of stuff. And director Savage Steve Holland. So yeah, as well as this guy here on the back with the pink hair is actually the guy who played Sloth as well from the Goonies. So I learned a lot from the audio commentary. This was expensive. It was £23. Me and Casper got it, obviously chipped in on the shipping together. Didn't get a customs charge or anything. It runs for 23 minutes. This, it's still classed as a PG on the back, but it's so bland. It's so bland, I would say. That just screams comedy gold. That doesn't look like that. Now, there is hope. A lot of the HMV premium collections have been released in the past of stuff like New Jack City and all that have been Warner Brothers and some lost gems of Warner Brothers. But a lot of Warner Brothers stuff just goes all over the place. Not exactly talking Page Master, but like stuff like Richie Rich disappeared for a long time. Dennis as well, but they do find themselves on streaming sites. I could see One Crazy Summer ending up on Netflix. If it was released over here, I would buy it. As I say, I'm a massive fan of John Cusack. I collect John Cusack movies, but a lot of John Cusack movies in the last couple of years haven't been released on Blu-ray within the UK. They've all been straight to DVD. Stuff like The Factory and stuff like that, 1408. They got released on DVD, never seen that idea on Blu-ray, but you go outside the UK, like, for example, New Zealand, where I got The Factory from on Blu-ray, or Germany. 1408 is really popular in Germany. 1408 is a fucking mint movie. But yeah, this is a thing about it. John Cusack has been quite quiet the last couple of years. But yeah. Now, the reason why I'm sitting here and talking about One Crazy Summer so randomly, dogs asleep, just talking, no, like literally started, ended, couple of outtakes, whatever, is I was in Barcelona a couple of days ago. I was in Edinburgh, down to Barcelona, then back to England. Mental. And I found a video shop, DVD shop, Blu-ray shop, whatever you want to call it. Not knowing the name off the top of my head because it's Spanish. Sorry. Spent an hour in there and he spent £80. So make sure you check out Welcome to Barcelona. You can see exactly what I bought. But I'll tell you a couple of things off the top of my head. We've got Dog Soldiers there, which again, there's another film that's never been released on Blu-ray, and that's made right here in the north by Northerners. So distribution right there and then can be weird. I put down, I hate it, Virus, Jamie Lee Curtis. I don't know why. I've got it on Laserdisc, got it on DVD. I think it was more like, oh, I could do a cover to cover because the VHS cover is mint, but then the DVD release is shit. But yeah, it's stuff like that. I got some bits and bobs. There's a limited edition Halloween, which is another cover to cover I'm going to do because I stopped unboxing it on the video because it comes with like 8 different art cards, which is something quite unique, I think. And then there was just a few things I was just like, got a copy of the tournament, one of the movies I worked on as well. And then again, when you're looking around in the Spanish movies, obviously License to Drive, you can see it up on the roof there as well. It's up there. Found One Crazy Summer on DVD, and I almost put this back, but then it was 3 for 2. So Dog Soldiers was one of them, 3 for 2, and the other 3 for 2 was Secret Admirer, which is a very early Corey Haim movie, his second or third movie, depending on which IMDb you look at it. But there you go, it's still got stickers on. $5.99, 3 for 2, so it was free. John Cusack, Debbie Moore, Bobcat Goodworth, and another additional picture. But this is the first time you see the entire cast on the front cover there at the bottom. So we've got Bobcat upside down. It's definitely been a photo shoot. You've got Bill Murray's brother there, and then you've got the other twin for the first time, and the dog's on there. So Un Venero Loco meaning crazy, JJ Loco Perry, and on the back there as well, it's got a massive subscription, obviously all in Spanish, and double Godzilla. Like literally, that's the selling point. There's no, it doesn't show you the shark in it, which is another good selling point and stuff like that. Straight to DVD. The runtime for this, now this was released in 2011 in Spain, so again it's still got a slip cover. 90 minutes, so this is 90 minutes as well. So I'm going to open this for the first time. Oh, it's going to be one of those. I'm very cautious. A few weeks ago I was opening something and I slit right underneath my fingernail. It was horrendous. So yeah, my main reason of doing this is get it opened and then I can file it away, because again, I've just recently watched it for the podcast. I watched it and then watched it for the podcast as well, so that'll be coming at the same time. So there you go. Nice glossy cover. Let's see. Survived the transport, and inside it's a duplicate of itself. No age rating on the front. No age rating on the spine or back, and inside John Cusack and Debbie Moore having a good hug. So yeah, as I say, it's a great film. As I say, if you want to buy the Blu-ray, I think the Blu-ray is still available. As I say, it comes through Amazon, so you shouldn't really get a customs charge. But the evolution of the cover, I think that is just absolutely amazing. I think that just screams 80s. I mean, it is 80s there, you know what I mean? It's almost as old as me, that VHS. It's always in the background in the other room. It sits on the shelf facing out. I try to like change them up between videos, but like at the end of the day I had that and lost it, and it took us a long time to track it down again. Recently got that from the archive collection, Warner Brothers call it. As I say, Warner Brothers obviously still own this. As I say, I just do not rate that front cover at all. There's something just wrong with it. Yeah, the smiling face, and the sunglasses, which is something very 80s, but that's got nothing to do with the film in general. And then you've got the new one, which really selling the point of Debbie Moore being in there, because she's quite young and new in it. But obviously Bobcat Goodworth, 80s icon as well. Bobcat's really funny to follow on social media and stuff like that. And he's really interesting on the audio comedy. So again, if you've never seen the movie, it looked great on Blu-ray. I did have a few issues with sync, which I don't know if it's just my player, but the audio comedy was really interesting. And hopefully if you check out my audio comedy as well, I try to remember as much and just share as much passion as I'm sure now about the movie. So yeah, see you in the outtakes.
Now who's smiling? Now who's smiling? Now who's smiling? Now who's smiling?
Hello, I'm Stephen Mason, and welcome. It's an outtake. It's outtake number 2 after the dog started scratching itself. I chose that Godzilla over the many models I got because that's pretty much the one it gets stuck in. A bit more greener. Got the down-founded chin, not like the other one I've got. The 85 Godzilla's got like fangs, and then the other one is just black and white, mostly based off the original, but he's really cool. This one's based off I think Godzilla vs Kong. Doesn't really explain why, like Bobcat's walking through like the archive trailer and stuff like that they would have a Godzilla suit on standby, something that big in that, but again, it's just a movie. As I say, anyone who's a fan of Jaws, and there'll be loads of other stuff that, you know, I didn't even pick up on there, but there's it's definitely a massive like lost movie. I mean, Better Off Dead as well. That's seen a release on Blu-ray, I would say maybe it was 3 or 4 years ago within the UK. So yeah, next jump cut. So this is the final jump cut for this. A lot of this stuff I've already said, I think you can just see License to Drive. Finding License to Drive in Barcelona was awesome. Like finding it in New Zealand, which is also behind us. But I've been distributing stuff around into me collections. The tournament's been filed away because it's a tournament. I've already done a cover to cover about that. It's cool to find a Spanish one. There's a Dog Soldiers one. Front cover that is absolutely shit. The classic cover. I've seen loads of different versions of Dog Soldiers. Dog Soldiers, it's been on and off for a while to do something about Dog Soldiers. But yeah, keep an eye on the channel for that. That's the Halloween one. I started opening, as I said, but haven't got there yet. It's limited. There's only 1600. Completely different cover. Sorry. And we've got Masters of the Universe. So again, we'll check out Welcome to Barcelona because I find a poster of that. Then that had to be done. I've got the Wizard and the Page Master. Watched them the other night. Again, bought them in Spain. Playing English fine. Both look great. Page Master looked that clear. The colours didn't look right on it. It was a really, really good transfer. There's an Edward, which maybe leaving Brit's room. And then this was bought in Barcelona but delivered the day we got back. The Haunting of Bates Motel. Hotel. I remember this coming out, and it's one of them where you go, I need to totally avoid that because it's just like there's no pictures on the back. You never know what you're going to get. And I dismissed this. I didn't even look into it. It actually stars Ryan Dunn and Bam Margera. So I was So yeah, it's a living will. The Error of Living Will. So yeah, that's definitely one to watch out for. It's on for 82 minutes, but yeah, I picked that up for like I think £1.69 free postage. So more for the collection. Thanks for watching this. Goodbye for now.